Hey, what's up, guys? It's Sports Nation, and we're here with our Big 12 preview video. Sitting here getting ready for the arguably the best conference. It probably is the best conference in basketball college basketball this year, and one of the greatest conferences of all time in a single season. It is special what's going on in the Big 12 right now, and we'll see what it looks like. But you can guarantee yourself this next week in Kansas City is going to be fun. There's going to be some chaos.
It's going to be incredible because literally 1 through 10 has at least a chance to win it all. Even with Oklahoma, they're 15 and 16. They're the greatest 15 and 16 team there is in the whole nation. Even they have a chance to win it all.
Yeah.
I mean, this conference, the parity in this conference is really special to watch. And what makes this one so bittersweet is because it's the last year that we're going to see such a small dominant conference because with the
BYU showing it right now in the West Coast Conference. They're going to be great.
That's true. But I think it's exciting though to see for the future of the Big 12, but it's not going to be the same as this year.
No,
because this year it's been special for the Big 12.
So what we're saying is savor what you're going to see this week in Kansas City because it's going to be fun. But with that in mind, guys, let's talk about the Big 12 tournament. Let's take a look at it. Zach and I are going to give you our predictions for it. And we'll be honest, this is a tough one to predict. This is a tough one to talk about it. Zach and I don't really have a plan as much right now about what we're going to do. We're kind of just going to talk this through with you guys because, sorry, I almost died. There is so much here that could happen.
Yes. This one more than any of these other conferences could go completely opposite to what we say because all these teams are so close. It's tricky, but
really
that's what's going to make it fun. Though.
Really, only Texas Tech is the only team that I can't see somehow winning this. It's true.
And even with them, they could.
They lose close.
They lose close a lot, especially recently. They've been playing a lot better. So, let's get into it.
Let's get into it here. Let's start with West Virginia and Texas Tech, that team we just talked about. And who do you like?
We both definitely have a slight lean to West Virginia here. They've been playing better lately. Just beat Kansas State. They beat Iowa State earlier in the week. So they just picked up 2 good wins in a row. So they're in the tournament almost for sure. But I think they're going to carry that momentum into Kansas City. And I like them to get the win here.
The Mountaineers of West Virginia take me home and get a win.
Let's go.
Oklahoma State taking on Oklahoma in the battle or in Bedlam here. And man, it feels so weird to think we only have a few more Bedlams left before Oklahoma's gone.
That's going to be sad. I feel for all you Oklahoma fans out there, Oklahoma State, because that's a rivalry just from an outsider perspective that's always been fun to watch. And to not have that here is going to be sad. And that's going to be kind of the sad thing about all these realignments and things like that is some of these classic rivalries we're not going to get to see as much.
It's going to be weird seeing Bedlam played on a neutral court here in Kansas City. No one really has a home court advantage, so we can really see who's the better team in this matchup. Oklahoma State has 2 wins this year over Oklahoma. Oklahoma coming off a good win.
They just beat TCU by 14.
So they're playing some good ball coming off that 1 win. Who do you like in this matchup?
I think Oklahoma State's going to carry what they've done earlier in the season. I think Oklahoma State knows how much they're squarely on the bubble. Oklahoma State knows how much they need this game. They really do need this one. And Oklahoma State seems to have Oklahoma's number this year. And I think they're going to win the the Bedlam in Kansas City.
Now let's go down. Let's go to the bottom of the bracket. We got Kansas State taking on TCU in a coin flip of all coin flip games.
For sure.
This is as tight as you're going to see for a second round game. Is both teams, you could easily argue, make their way to Houston at the end of March, and they're in the Final Four. But here they face off in their second round of the Big 12 tournament. Who do you like?
I think the edge comes from when TCU and Kansas State met earlier in the year. TCU beat Kansas State the first meeting, I think by 14, if I remember correctly. And then Mike Miles gets hurt. And so the second meeting, we don't see Mike Miles. And we all know how important Mike Miles is to TCU. Kansas State wins that game by 21. But Mike Miles is back now. He's healthy. He is critical to their success. I think Mike Miles is back. TCU is going to be able to win this one.
TCU is tough.
But it's going to be a good one, though. The battle of the purple teams.
Texas and Oak State, battle of orange teams here now.
Battle of orange teams now.
Who do you like?
I think Texas. Oklahoma State struggles to score the ball at times. They don't have a true guy to just go get them a bucket, which could be tricky in a team like, because Texas is capable of defending at a high level. We've seen some lapses from Texas this year defensively, but especially when like they gave up 116 to Kansas State. But Texas is definitely capable of defending at a high level. And with Oklahoma State, they don't have a guy to go get them a bucket. Maybe Bryce Thompson's your guy, maybe Avery Anderson. Even those guys, they're still not just true bucket getters. So I like Texas here.
Kansas taking on West Virginia in this matchup of teams. Who do you like? I like KU.
I like KU as well. I think West Virginia does enough to keep it moderately close. But Kansas is just going to prove too much for the Mountaineers.
Baylor taking on Iowa State in this matchup of, again, coin flip teams.
Mm-hmm.
Tough game. Who do you like?
You know, we've seen Iowa State dominate the previous two meetings. I don't think it's going to happen again. I think Scott Drew is going to get a game plan together. He's going to figure it out. They're not going to let themselves get beat by 15 against Iowa State. I think Baylor is going to figure it out. They're going to flip the script. They need a big game from one of the guards. They need Flagler, Cryer, George. One of them needs to step up. They haven't stepped up against Iowa State yet. Nobody really has for Baylor. One of them is going to step up and lead them to a win.
Baylor taking on KU, and this matchup's happened twice. Once in Waco, Baylor stomped on Kansas. In Lawrence, Baylor was up at the half. Bill Self made some adjustments, and KU came out and kind of took the boost to them in the second half on their way to this victory. Now we sit here, and this is the rubber match of a split season series. And my question for you, Zach, do the adjustments that Bill Self made carry over into this matchup, and does Kansas roll through it? Or does it revert back to kind of what we saw in the first matchup and the first half of the game in Lawrence?
I think Bill Self. I have faith in Bill Self. You know, we're Kansas fans. He's one of the he's the best coach in college basketball right now, at least to us. And I think Bill Self gets a game plan in order. These teams match up really good because it's mostly led by good guards and good perimeter players. But what Kansas at least has is their perimeter players like Jalen Wilson, Grady Dick are like 6'8". So they got some size on the perimeter where Baylor doesn't have as much size on the perimeter. And that's where I see the advantage. And Kansas is just a little more of a consistent team as well. So I think we both like Kansas.
We got the Battle of Texas going on down at the bottom between Texas and TCU. Man, Zach, Texas impressed yesterday against KU. I don't think come away from that game. I don't take much from KU. I take a lot from Texas, though, about the potential for that team. I've been on Texas all year. I've been high on Texas all year. I think the Longhorns have a lot of potential to be coming to Houston at the end of the month and to be cutting down the nets even. This Texas team is led by veterans. They got skill. They've held together. I think with everything that happened with Chris Beard, they came together instead of drifting apart, which could have happened. I like Texas.
Yeah, it's a testament to veteran leadership for Texas. Will has been a fan of Texas. I'm slightly more a fan of TCU, but Will being such a fan of Texas, and this game is so split, it's so even in terms of the talent. I do trust in Will here. He's got a strong feeling in Texas, and I'm with him on that. I think they have a really experienced team, and I think that's important in games like these. TCU's also experienced, but Texas has got some dogs on their team though. Let's go Texas.
Texas gets this win here, and everyone prepare to see a look on Zach's face of shock. I'm changing up what we're doing here.
What's that?
I like KU, and I'm going to tell you why. Texas impressed yesterday, but I think KU is going to take it, and they're going to sit for a little bit and be like, "What? We just laid an egg."
And get mad about it.
They're going to be mad about it, and they're going to come out, and they're going to, in a game where both teams are very, very solidified into the tournament, in a game where probably you could argue, we'll see how it all plays out. Texas definitely needs to win the Big 12 tournament to get a 1. Kansas could maybe lose the Big 12 tournament and still get a 1, but it'd be tough.
Yeah,
we'll see how it plays out. But in this matchup, Kansas is going to be out for some blood and for some revenge. It's going to be fresh in their minds what happened in Austin, that loss. And I think KU and Bill Self make some adjustments and come out and win this game.
Don't got to sell me on that. Let's go Kansas. Rock Chalk.
Rock Chalk picks up a win and cuts down the nets in Kansas City, as they're going to be double champions in the Big 12 too.
And this makes them overall number 1 seed if this comes true.
If this comes true, they're the overall number 1 seed, and they'll be tough because they'll be playing in the Midwest. They'll be in Des Moines for the first weekend, and then the second weekend they'll be coming back to Kansas City in a tough environment. Yeah. I pity whoever has to go into that environment and is going to have to face KU in that, because it's going to be tough and it's going to be
It would
Crazy.
be almost all KU fans in there. It would be wild. Big advantage for KU if that comes true.
But we'll see. But it shows how much it's going to mean for KU to get that number 1.
Yes, that's what Kansas is playing for. They're playing for a chance to get the Midwest Regional. So
we'll see. But guys, that's how we think the Big 12 tournament is going to play out. We're going to have Kansas cut down the nets in Kansas City to claim that title, and they'll get an AQ. That's what we think is going to happen, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let us know what you guys think is going to happen. We mentioned how much parity there is in the Big 12. So anyone could win it. Who do you think is going to win the Big 12 tournament?
Yeah, I would be very curious with you guys because this is such a wide open conference. So yeah, let us know, please.
Let us know, guys. Like, subscribe, check out our other conference tournament videos. Stick with us as we get going into March and as we get going into Selection Sunday, a week away from now, because we're going to have videos coming out for you guys. We're going to get this ready. We're fired up. We're ready for it. Hopefully you guys are too. Enjoy, guys.
Thank you, guys. See ya.